man. I mean, for anyone who don't know, he was seen in a bar in Morecambe, pissed out his nut, escorted out by security. And then the next video is him on the floor, crawling about. Fucking hell, he must have had a few that night. Jesus Christ.
I ain't seen the video. Yeah. I've just seen the stills.
You ain't seen it? He's off his
pretty bad, is
fucking trolley.
Mate,
yeah, man.
Fucking that Peroni's done what Usyk couldn't do, mate. Fucking dropped him, boy. Do you know what, though, man? Do you know what I say? I just think to myself, right, it's 3 weeks ago since Fury v Usyk, so let him let off some steam.
Yeah.
He's won all that money. He's had the massive fight. He come up short against Usyk. The rematch is not until December. Is it December the 21st? So I know some people are going to go, oh, he's not a professional. You've got to live the life, yada, yada, yada. We've seen Fury do this before. Like, you know, some fighters, they go out there, they might smoke a bit of weed. Some fighters go out there and have a drink. He's not doing it every single weekend, is he? So it don't look good because he's 6'9", 18 stone, and he fall into the floor. It probably looks worse than what it is. But let's be real. You two were probably like that 2 weeks ago.
Mate, I was like that on Saturday, yeah. No, from my point of view, I ain't got a problem with it. Like, you just earned 100 million. You just had the biggest fight in the history of boxing. Well, in our era of boxing, you've just had the biggest fight. Okay, you lost, but you gave it your all. Fair play to you. Go and enjoy yourself. I don't care. Yeah, but I do understand people looking on saying, and I'm kind of looking on myself saying, well, I don't think Usyk's going to be doing that. And I don't think it bodes well for the rematch. But I'm all for someone having a good time. Fuck me, we've all been there on the floor, haven't we? So fair play to him. But I do have to agree with some of the critics who say that's not boding well for the rematch. Even if, you know, you still got between now and December, you got to say that Usyk does live the life. Usyk ain't doing that sort of stuff. I don't even know if Usyk drinks. Maybe he does or whatnot. But it's just a little bit like top class athletes. You don't often see them in that way, do you? You know what I mean? Mayweather never drunk throughout his career. And then you go over to the Michael Jordans of this world.
What about Hatton, though?
But Hatton come unstuck, didn't he, against Mayweather? That was
but he still had a sparkling career and was inducted in the Hall of Fame.
I know, but
he come up short, didn't he?
But he come up short ultimately, and
it depends
Fury
on what you call short.
Usyk.
Elite level, undisputed. I'm the Gypsy King. I'm the top man.
Yeah, fair
if
enough.
You're that guy, and how old is he now? 36, 37, Fury? No,
I ain't got a problem with it.
No, I ain't got a problem
Fury.
with it.
So, just fit at that end of it, at that age of his life. I mean, the thing is, that's in public. It was 3 weeks ago since the fight. So, how about the other 2 weekends in between? Has he been drinking on those weekends?
I want to know where his mates were. That's what I want to know.
Video in it.
Oh, were they?
No, I'm joking. That's a joke.
I mean, I ain't seen the vid. Like, who's looking out for him? Do you know what I mean? Like, on the floor.
I know.
That's me or you. Would make sure you were in a cab and you're fucking home safe. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's one thing that occurred to me.
It sounded like there was arguing in the background. So I don't know whether they was arguing with people that were videoing or something. Right. It did sound like there was a commotion in the background.
I think one thing you've got to take from it, though, he certainly weren't on the packet, was he? Damn sure.
No, otherwise he'd have been standing up straight.
That man needed a kebab and chips, didn't he? That's what he was after. That's the sort of right little kebab and chips. I ain't got a problem with it. Listen, maybe we shouldn't be reporting on this because we all like a beer. There's a lot of teetotalers out there that do podcasts and YouTube channels that probably don't drink that much. But, you know, you come here, mate. This is probably we're the wrong people to be commenting about this, I think. And maybe a lot of our listeners as well, like, go out on a weekend and get fucking pie-eyed.
The difference is,
though,
we're not professional fighters.
Yeah, but he's just come out of how many months worth of training camp where he cut his eye. And, you know, first he cut his eye, so he was training before, then training after that. He's probably not seen a pint for
that's the
months.
Problem, isn't it? He probably ain't drunk for about a year. Yeah. And that's going to hit you, isn't it, when he does finally
that might be 4 pints. No food.
Yeah, it could be.
That's definitely 4 pints when John's out, that's for sure.
Mate, I ain't even arguing with that nowadays, mate. I'm 44, mate. Fucking hell.
But no, I ain't got a problem with it. As long as it ain't a regular occurrence and he don't end up back on the packet, then it's all right. It's fucking hell. It's not a big deal, is it? Jesus Christ, grown-ass man, does what he likes. But I think my fear with Tyson Fury is it's not those scenes of him getting pissed. It's what's going on upstairs, isn't it? It's like when look, Tyson Fury's a very sensitive man. So is his dad. So are all the Furies, except Peter Fury. So they can't take criticism. They can't take one iota of criticism about themselves, about the boxing career, about John Fury himself. And when you speak badly of them, they throw their toys out the pram. You know, they ban talk sport, as we all know, because Simon Jordan dared criticise his career or criticise the Ngannou fight or whatever. And then, you know, straight after the Ngannou fight, they're just all scarpered. Then you got the True Geordie interview, you know what I mean, when he was sitting there doing... And I didn't think True Geordie asked him anything out of line. So, you know, we're not really into the Chisora fight. And he got all sensitive about it and shut the fucking stream off. Point is when you're that sensitive, I think it's quite easy to fall into a depression because he's no longer the man, is he? He's no longer the undefeated, undisputed fucking king of the world. You know, someone's done him, beat him, fair and square. And it's just, are you that type of person now where you can deal with that negativity and those shitty comments like AJ had to? But I think AJ's a bit more water off a duck's back, which is why he was able to rebuild. I don't know where Tyson Fury is mentally now. Is he able to get it in his head that he's not the best of this era? Because I think for years, a lot of people blew smoke up his ass. And even he was blowing smoke up his own ass about it. And now, all of a sudden, all your chickens have come home to roost. So, you know, just hope it ain't a regular occurrence for him. And we do get to see the rematch because it's a brilliant fight. But where is this man now mentally? That's the key, isn't it?
But to add to that, there was another time as well with an interview with Sky Sports with a Daniel Kinahan when he said, I'll never do an interview with Sky Sports before because they dared to question him on Daniel Kinahan. So there's loads of evidence for that. But do you know what's interesting? So the rematch was meant to be September. That was already locked down, wasn't it, with the Saudis opening Riyadh season? But then they moved that to December. So I just wonder, like a 3-month training camp, if it's going to be December the 21st, would begin September. So if you think now we've got to get from June to September, you've got the whole of the summer, you've got the Euros. That's a lot of time to sort of ponder. Is he going to be pondering and training, ticking over? Or is he going to be we've seen him before, didn't we, at the other Euros, like with all the England fans cheering. I think he went to a couple of fights. What are we... Is it a negative now for Fury that this fight's been pushed back to December? Would it have been better if it was in September? Then all of a sudden he literally has a couple of weeks off and goes straight back into training camp? Because this 2 months that he's going to have now before he starts his training camp, this could be catastrophic.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Could be the worst time for him in the summer.
Agree.
Yeah,
Euros on.
Got to get all that weight off. A month for boozing and fucking eating like shit.
This might, can I just quickly say, this might just be one night out. And if it's one night out, top man, crack on, you deserve it, in my opinion. But if this ain't one night out and anybody knows or he's been doing it for the last couple of weekends or this becomes a trend now for the next couple of months, someone needs to grab a hold of him because he can't be doing this all the way up until he starts his training camp in September. Can't be doing it.
No, that's what we're saying then. So we're all in agreement, obviously, because we're all lads in a way. We've all been there and everything. We're all happy with him to... You know, I mean, we're all saying good for him that he's gone out and got pissed like we all have and go and enjoy yourself. Well done. You've earned a load of money and everything. But if you're Spencer Brown or if you're Frank Warren, what are you thinking? Looking at him like that, knowing he's got probably the biggest fight of his career now. I mean, the first one was big, but now this is, you know, I mean, this is it, isn't it? If he loses this, then it's absolutely concrete that he's not the king of the division like he says he is. So what are you thinking if you're Spencer Brown or Frank Warren?
Yeah, you're concerned. You're concerned. I don't think, look, no one can tell him he's king of the division still. There might be a few in his camp going, do you know what? I think you nicked the fight. Anyone
up until the 10th round.
Come on, man. Fucking hell, son. He lost the fight, mate.
It was a draw, mate. After 10 rounds, I had it a draw,
it's
mate.
Too early in the
Usyk
fucking
won
podcast
the last 2 rounds.
Start all this shit.
No, I'm just saying.
Mate, you was worse than Tyson Fury, John, when that fucking fight was on. In my ear. It's like I told you. Fucking told you.
Mate.
Look,
telling you,
I want to touch on another thing as well. I don't know if you've seen the comments by Usyk. I want to know what you two think, what he meant by it. Usyk recently said, Anthony Joshua is classic boxing. Greedy belly, my friend Tyson Fury. Listen, it's like still water and sparkling. Still water is Anthony Joshua. Sparkling water is Tyson Fury. What do you not take from that?
I watched that interview. I urge anyone to watch that interview because it is brilliant. Like Usyk's got broken English, but he's got Aegis Clemis there, and he helps him along with stuff. But it's really funny interview. It's really good. I think it's free knockdown something. Anyway, yeah, it's just an Usyk thing to say, isn't it? I think he means that Anthony Joshua is polished and Tyson is unpolished, but he can have a real effect on you. Tyson Fury is a bit all over the place, and I think he's just saying he's a bit skew with. He's a little bit like, I don't really know because Usyk is just fucking. It's Usyk thing.
I thought I knew what I meant until I heard that, and I'm like, yeah. Do you mean when you get a glass of sparkling water and you put it to your lip and all those bubbles start like hit you like you're surrounded? Is that Fury then? Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what to take from it. I was going through the comments. There was some interesting feedback in the comments actually when I saw that on the IFL feed. Some people reckon it was because sparkling water's fake, so Tyson Fury's fake, and then the real deal was still water, and that's AJ. I don't know. That must be a AJ fan.
It was very complimentary to Fury.
Yeah, I think it's what you said, Unc. I think it's the sparkling water. It just fizzes. You don't know what you're going to get with it. Fizz out all over the place.
If you go to a restaurant, you have still water or sparkling water. Isn't sparkling water like one up? Isn't that more expensive? Nah. If you're having like Dom Perrier, isn't that like a nicer drink to have than just
Dom
plain
Perrier?
Still water? Still water's...
Fuck is Dom Perrier? Dom Perignon's champagne.
No, not that one. What's the other
Perrier.
one?
I know you're talking about. Yeah, Perrier.
Yeah, well, let's go with Perrier. Not that one. There's another one.
Dom Perrier might be the better version of Perrier.
Someone will know what we're talking about. Isn't that the one up? Isn't that the better drink? So isn't he saying
same money, mate?
A bit. Hold on, huh?
Cost the same.
Hold on, right? If we was to do a test on 100 people and say what's better? What's a better water? Still water or sparkling? What would they choose? Who would most go with? You can say still.
Don't know. Fuck knows. Depends on where the water is. It could be from the fucking mountains in Scotland. Old Del Boy. It could be from the Peckham Spring from Del Boy.
Fucking hell, we've got about 400 fights to get through this weekend. We're going sparkling water for about an hour.
Anyway, there's levels to still water.
It don't matter. Let's not fucking tear the arse out
of it. It's an Usyk thing to say. It's like, what does Usyk mean when he says, I am Phil? What does that mean? Do you know what I mean? It's just an Usyk thing to say, isn't it?
Yeah, I think I know
mate,
what
that's what you think, mate.
He's clever, though. Like, he knows, he is a smart guy, isn't he? So there is a metaphor in there, but God knows what it is. Right. Let's get on to... Let's do Billam Smith and Riakporhe. Yes. Sellers Park, baby.
Great fight. Sold out. Is it sold out?
I doubt it. Yeah. Great fight. The second time they shall have a dance in the ring. The first time was way back in 2017, I think, when Riakporhe won on a split decision. Very good fight. Very tight. But Riakporhe was the winner. Let me just give you the odds before I hear your predico. So we've got Chris Billam Smith at 15-8, and we've got Richard Riakporhe at 2-5. I've kind of found it's very heavily favoured towards Riakporhe. A lot of pundits I've seen, and Madonna. Madonna thinks Riakporhe is going to win. So make it that what you will. Coming in, Kai, you're going first, bruv. Who wins?
Let me just give you my thought process before I give you the prediction. So I think Chris Billam Smith, one thing I will say about him, incredible fighter. I don't think I've seen a boring Chris Billam Smith fight in his whole career. And you know what? You got to thank Matchroom and Eddie Hearn as well for matching him right on the way up. I thought they'd give him some really good fights. Goes over to Boxer. And even Boxer's giving him a couple of half-decent ones, But I think, look, when you look at even the Zhozhag fight, I thought he got hit a couple of times in that. The Akoli fight, obviously he wins that fight, but that was like back and forward as well. He kind of was getting backed up towards the second half of the fight there. Masterneck, he was losing that fight convincingly before he put him away. Convincing. I just fear for Chris Billam Smith, too many wars. Is there too much wear and tear in the career of Chris Billam Smith to go into this fight? He's definitely got the better resume, Chris Billam Smith. That is unquestionable, right? Riakporhe's been matched poorly, in my opinion. But I feel like when it comes to wear and tear and, going into the trenches, I feel like Riakporhe's going to have more in the tank. So I'm going to go for a Riakporhe stoppage in this fight. He's going to inflict the first stoppage loss on Chris Billam Smith's career.
A stoppage. That's big words. Big words. Very controversial from
and the reason I say that is Chris Billam Smith has this. It's just one of them boxers, isn't it? You've got to say the whole name. Can't call him Billam Smith or Chris. You've got to say Chris Billam
Blows
Smith.
off the tongue, though, doesn't it?
Yeah. Like, he always has this tendency to look fucked in a fight after 3 rounds, 4 rounds, and he gets his second wind and goes again. And it just happens constantly throughout the fight. It looks like he's knackered and gone up against the ropes, and he finds a second and third wind, fourth wind. I just think as he's getting older, being able to get those wins in fights just gonna go away from him. So that's the reason. Too much wear and tear for me.
Ooh, Johnny B, bring your smoke.
Yeah, look, the first fight that they had was a close fight. I mean, Chris Billam Smith thought he'd won the fight. It was definitely a close fight. I think there was a knockdown that they didn't give Chris Billam Smith. No, sorry. The knockdown that they gave against Chris Billam Smith wasn't a knockdown.
He was on the ropes. It was possible.
Yeah.
Possible
anyway,
knockdown.
He won the fight, Riakporhe. But if you look at that fight, I was watching it the other day. I think I had it 3-3 like going into the 7th round. And then I think there was the 8th round. He had a massive round. It was like whatever, 10-8 or whatever for Riakporhe. And he won the fight. He won it by a couple of rounds. But when you look at the fight, like when you look at Riakporhe, he's 6'5". He's got that massive, that long reach. And he sort of just plods forward. He's very economical with his movements and everything he does. And he doesn't look like he's doing anything amazing, but he's pure physicality, the size of him. He's got freakish power. Like the every thing he'll hit you with, he's got power. Whether it's the jab, whether it's just like a little glancing hook to the body, like the overhand right. And it must be like terrifying when he's just constantly plodding, coming forward. And I've noticed what he does really well is that he does the same sort of punches as Beterbiev. He throws really hard sort of shoveled hooks that just come from the shoulders. There's no fat on it, no tell on it. And they seem to do a lot of damage. But when you look at that first fight with Chris Billam Smith, I feel like his movement's better, his feet are better, his variety of punches are better. Just the way he was like working Riakporhe and like getting off the work and winning the rounds. I thought, I had it 3-0. I was thinking, I can't really remember how this fight went. Then I was watching it again the other day. Then towards the latter end of the fight, I just see Riakporhe use his physicality, his strength, and I think he finally got to Chris Billam Smith. So has Chris Billam Smith improved? He's going to have to have improved looking back at the first fight. I don't know. There's a question mark with Riakporhe when you say, who have you fought really since that fight? And there's the fight against Jack Massey as well that people could say that he lost that fight. That was a close fight. By the way, boys, I've got Jack Massey in the Chamberlain fight, right? But there's argument to say in that fight, that was a close fight as well.
Turn it in.
So he's had a...
No way did he lose that fight against Jack
Massey. If he did win it, it was really close. Do you know what? That might have been the fight where there was do you know what? I got confused. That was the fight with a dodgy knockdown, actually. Yeah, sorry. That was the fight with a dodgy knockdown. Anyway, I think Riakporhe wins this fight against Chris Billam Smith. I think he's going to be on points, though. I don't think he stops him. I think it could be a grueling fight. I think it could go the distance, and I think it could go on points. Hopefully, Riakporhe's done a proper training camp and he doesn't hold, because sometimes he was holding Chris Billam Smith too much, hitting behind the head. He should have had a point taken off of him, I think, in the first fight, holding way too much. But hopefully the ref lets them fight and we see a good fight. And then I think Riakporhe points.
Yeah, Riakporhe's... It made me think of Buncey's comment the other day about Kakachi, because he's got them shoulders you could land a plane on. He's got massive shoulders, Riakporhe. I don't see it as being heavily favoured towards Riakporhe in this fight myself. A lot of people do. But, I just think he ain't had the tough enough tests since he last fought Billam Smith for me to go, you're going to blast out Billam Smith. Whereas Billam Smith has had the tough tests. Say what you want about the Masternak fight. Say what you want about a Coley fight. At the end of the day, he did have them tough tests and he got through them. So, Riakporhe going off and fighting Breguion, Glowacki. Okay, Glowacki was a world champion, but he's a bit washed now. And I ain't seen him in tough tests since the last Billam Smith fight. That's my problem.
Where's he going with this? Where is he going? Go on. Sorry to stop you. Sorry to stop you.
So basically, that's why I don't see it being heavily favoured towards Riakporhe. And Billam Smith, he comes on strong in them late rounds for me. I thought he was coming on strong against Masternak. I agree he lost the first part of the fight and it wasn't going well, but I did see him coming on stronger. And if I felt he'd come on a bit stronger as well in the Okoli fight. So he has got a good gas tank. He's a warrior. He keeps going to the end. So I think he can have success late on. However, I am going Riakporhe on points just because I think he probably will accumulate more of the early rounds. But I do see Billam Smith having success late on, and that is also because the last time that Riakporhe went 12 rounds was against Jack Massey, and that was in 2019. So there is a little bit of, you know what I mean, how will he fare coming into the 10, 11, 12? Who knows? So I think it'll be tight, but I'm going to go Riakporhe on points because I think he'll have more of the success early, and I think he'll land cleaner shots in the early stages and just accumulate more rounds, basically. So that is me, Riakporhe points.